All right, Shalom. This is the brother Mayim coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and sincerity. So I want to do a video here going into this article that I found entitled France Suffers Worst Economic Collapse on Record Due to COVID-19 Lockdown. All right. And, these things are starting to happen around. Well, they've been happening for a while now. As you'll see here in this article, France has kind of been already slowing down really since 2019. And, you could say that even before that, because we've been the economy of the world has been on the decline, okay, for a while now. But this coronavirus thing that's been happening has been exposing, the real damages that are happening, and it's furthering it's making things worse, for lack of a better term. All right, this coronavirus has just been making things a lot more worse for people. People staying home and not buying as much. People trying to save because they don't know if the economy is going to crash or not. And you see it in damn near everything. There's not much production going on. I work at a dealership, and a lot of the things that we purchase as far as different options and such things like that, they're really on back order. And the fact the company that I work for, we sell a particular brand, okay, and that brand isn't even making anything as far as inventory wise. You would have to basically purchase, purchase a vehicle before it could even be, before they even start making them. So right now things are tight because not many people are spending money, and a lot of these what's the word? A lot of these companies that ship materials, and you don't have a company that just makes everything. They have to outsource certain things of a product to complete their product. So it's slowing down a lot of things, and what this is causing is a slowdown of the economy because money, so to say, the money is not being circulated. Okay, so here in this article it goes into France. All right, and you also had, I believe, a brother had sent an article out going into Lebanon. All right, let me see. Let me get that up. Yep, it says breaking Lebanon, the first country to enter hyperinflation in 2020. So hey, you already got countries that are entering hyperinflation. This place is through, man. It's gonna be very soon here when it's gonna hit America, okay? Because you got countries like America, China, these bigger economic countries out there that basically stimulate the global economy, okay? And so, these other smaller countries throughout the earth, they're going to start to feel the effects first. And this is exactly what we see happening. Okay, we're seeing these smaller countries like France, for example, Lebanon. They're starting to they're declining. And Lebanon is, as I read that quote of the article, they've entered into hyperinflation, man. So expect things like this to start to come here to America, man. All right, let me read a little bit of this article of the France one. It says France suffers worst economic collapse on record due to COVID-19 lockdown. It says the French economy contracted by a record 13.8% in the second quarter. That's a big percentage, man. That's a big percentage of it going down. Okay, it says data from the National Statistics Agency has revealed, highlighting the cost of coronavirus lockdown. It says the historic deadline marks a third consecutive quarter of negative growth in a worsening recession. France's economy started shrinking in the last quarter of 2019 before the coronavirus pandemic hit Europe with full force. So, these economies of the world have been declining even before this lockdown, and now this whole lockdowns thing has created as I said here, a contraction of the economy. Okay, so these things are going to continue. Okay, it's going to continue to get worse. You're going to have businesses slow down. They're going to have to start letting people go. All right, because right now people think that everything's good. Your people are going out. They're you got this so-called leeway here in America where you're able to go out still and do stuff and make you feel good. You're able to go out on a boat and go do this and that, go enjoy yourselves, and people think that everyth's cool, but no, it ain't. Even when you go into the grocery stores, you see the prices of food starting to climb up, man. Matter of fact, on that note, let's get a couple precepts, okay? Because this is going to continue to happen, man. This is going to continue to happen. All right, we can't beat this over your head enough. All right, what is this? 6. Matter of fact, let me get Second Ezra's. Second Ezra's chapter 15, and it says, you can really bear with me. I'm trying to do this in transit video as well, so just bear with me. All right, we can really just start here and was it 16 maybe? I don't see it in here in 15. Slovakia, just bear with me. Maybe it is in 16. Okay, yep. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 21. It says, "Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case." Right? And so you've had things cheap for a while. Gas was cheap, okay? Because you go into that word victuals, it just means food, things basically that you consume, okay? Which gas, fuel is a consumable commodity, okay? So these things have been cheap for a while now, but over time things started to slowly creep up, and then when this coronavirus hit, it was a good excuse to start to raise prices up. So, we're not really getting as much of the product in. The truckers, these companies are in lockdowns. The warehouses, these manufacturing warehouses are closing down due to the coronavirus. So they're not really making the product. So prices started going up. Okay, and this is the excuse. Things are more expensive. Okay, but they thought themselves to be in good case when things were looking good. But it says, "And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." You see, so even then, when they thought they was in good case, then things started to get even worse, because things were already bad. It was just, Esau made it look like there was a Band-Aid on it, but hey, man, this place is through. Okay, and it said, "What evil shall grow upon the earth? Sword, famine, and great confusion." Hey, just last night out here in Tampa, you had a spirit created for vengeance come out and start shooting at people. He did a multiple which he looked like a Manassite, but I'm not sure. He could be any tribe from the Northern Kingdom, but definitely he's an Israelite. But this bug out just going around shooting at random people, shooting at buses. And then finally a police officer came and he shot the cop. So evils are growing upon the earth. And then you got the famine that are going to start to grow. And right now you have those locusts out there in the Middle East. And it's the worst, man. Like in the words of Donald Trump, it's just the worst. All right. You have these floods, record high floods coming through. You got down here in Florida, they're talking about the coronavirus is in the oranges. I mean, it's just gonna, you can start just see, and not even with just the oranges, but with this whole coronavirus lockdown, you had meat factories closing, like the Smithfield factories, meat factories closing. So meat was in a shortage for a while. You starting to see it a little bit, pick up a little bit, but still the shelves ain't really as packed as they used to be, man. Same thing with fruits, okay? Because the farmers, they couldn't really be so close together. They had a social distance, right? So less was getting picked. So there was less fruits and vegetables out to sell, okay? And it said in great confusion. There's nothing but great confusion out here in America, man. This place is called Babylon, which means what? Confusion, man. Okay? That's what this place is. This is what America is known as. Great Babylon the Great. All right? Which Babylon goes back to the Hebrew word Babal, which means confusion, man. Salakia, But that's what that means, man. Confusion. And this place is a bitter, confused place, okay? Because what? America goes back to Americo Vespucci. And Americo, in the Latin, it means bitter, man. Okay? So this is a bitter, confused place. America. This place is through, man. All right, and it's just and it's beautiful because things are just gonna continue to get worse as we just read here, man. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth. All right, verse 22, it says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So here it is, you having these economies starting to collapse. You got hyperinflation happening. What do you think is gonna happen, man? You ain't gonna be able to afford to buy food because the money that you have, the $4.25 that you had, that you thought you could buy a loaf of bread for buy one get one. Now guess what? Now you having to pay $30-$40 for that same loaf of bread, and it ain't buy one get one no more. So now you trying to figure out how you can afford to buy bread, peanut butter, and jelly just to do that at least. But then you still got your kids to feed, your wife nagging you, and all this and that. Man, people are gonna die, man. A lot of people are gonna be starving to death. And people are going to have to start disappearing. This is what's going to start to happen. Because you people are just a bunch of bug outs. You guys are a lot of you, especially 2/3 of Israel, all right, of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you guys are a bunch of demons, man. You're going to start killing your kids, all right? You're going to start eating your kids, as has happened in the past, man. I'm not just saying these things just because I'm pulling them out of my ass, man. Look into the history, man. 70 AD. All right, you niggas were killing each other and killing and eating your kids, man. Eating dead bodies. Okay, and this is secular history, man. Okay, so this is what's coming to the earth, man. And hey, I'm gonna go ahead and close out right here. Lord's will, I can do a part 2 to this. I'm just getting here to this place. I gotta do a few things, but Lord's will, I can do a part 2 to this, and I'll come back and continue on from here. But Lord's will, this was edifying, and until next time, I say shalom.